Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I am here with another review roundup video on the XPN Network channel. Now, in these review roundup videos, I cover a variety of different games, telling you what I've been playing recently and what I think of them. I've got 4 awesome games to jump into that I've been playing, all different genres, across a couple of different platforms. But before I jump into them, quick shout out to Frog Detective. I've been playing this on Xbox via Xbox Game Pass. I'll have a full review coming very soon. I've just got to finish the last case, but I'm playing through it now. I should have it done within the next day or two, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And anyway, let's jump into the games. Okay, first up is Train Valley 2 Community Edition on console. Now, this had previously been out, Train Valley 2 had come out on PC a few years ago now, and it's sort of built up a good following. It's built up loads of expansions and stuff like that. And this community edition sort of bundles a load together into one nice pack. So you get the core game with its sort of 50 levels. You then get 70 extra levels of DLC from the Passenger Flow, Myths and Rails and Editor's Bulletin packs. And then you get 158 community levels, which have all been created by like awesome people in the community. Now, this game released onto consoles on the 23rd of November 2023. It's published by Blitworks, who are kind of sending me a copy on Xbox for this video, and it's developed by Flasm. Now, it's also available on PlayStation and Switch. I played this on my Series X, and it looked and played great. This is a weird little mix of puzzle and micromanagement style game where you basically have to build railroads and tracks and stuff like that, upgrade your locomotives, and basically transport resources from one place to another to sort of fill quotas to progress through each of the levels. But while doing that, you have to keep your trains on schedule, no delays, no accidents, and it starts off pretty simple, but then it does ramp up in difficulty when you've got loads of different areas to visit and loads of different trains moving around, trying to get them all not to crash and stuff like that does get a little tricky, but it's still a chill sort of a vibe of a game to play, like cozy, chill, sort of. It won't tax you too much, and you're not going to stress yourself to bits. Now, this game has been on PC for a while. The controls have been adapted and the UI for console, and while they do a very good job, I did find it slightly tricky when you first get started to sort of figure out exactly what you've got to do. It can be a little confusing, getting used to the controls and everything like that, how to undo things, all that sort of jazz. So just bear that in mind. It isn't as easy to jump into as it is on the PC. Now, the game itself, like I say, is really fun. It looks great. It's got this low poly aesthetic to it, but it works really, really well. You can tell what everything is. It's bright, it's colourful. There's loads of different sort of locomotives for you to unlock and different train cars to unlock, which will keep you busy from playing. And all in all, it's a really, really fun game. Now, on Xbox, it's priced at £19.99, and it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. And so if you want a nice little puzzle game that's featured around trains, there's been quite a lot of train puzzle games recently. I know we've covered a few on the channel already. Then I definitely recommend checking this one out. Okay, next up is Labyrinth of Zangetsu. Now, this came out on PC, Switch, and PS4 from publisher P-Cube Limited, who were kind of sending me a copy on the PlayStation to give this a whirl. Now, this came out on the 20th of the 4th, 2023. And this is a 3D dungeon crawler RPG. Now, this is a designed like an old school dungeon crawler where you're basically walking through a whole host of labyrinths, plodding along the corridors, and then you come into combat and stuff like that. What sets this one apart, though, it has a very nice, unique art style. I love the sort of black and white sort of it almost reminds me of like old school drawings that you see in like feudal Japan and stuff like that. And then with the striking red and like your health bars and stuff like that, it looks fantastic. Now, it's also not just you on your own. When you get into combat, it's turn-based, and at the start of the game, you basically set up a squad of like 6 people. You can choose pre-made ones, or you can create your own, like from a selection of templates, which is pretty cool. Now, combat and everything is fine. It plays like an RPG combat would. You take your turns, attack, defense, magic, all that sort of stuff. And exploring the environments are also interesting as well. Obviously, it's in 3D, and then you get like 2D battles and stuff like that. It is very, very hard, though. This game beats you up a lot. And one thing I didn't like is you can actually get stats downgraded when you level up, which just absolutely baffles me. Like, you can totally screw your game up by having a bad roll on a level up, and there's nothing you can do about it. Basically, that's it. So it is fun. It's very old school. It feels like those old games you'd play on like MS-DOS and stuff like that, but with a fresh coat of paint, and it runs and plays fantastically. But it is very hard and a bit unforgiving, especially with the level ups. Now, all in all, I highly recommend this one. It has a fantastic soundtrack based on like traditional Japanese music. It has a great story as well. The narrative's really good, and it sets up the game nicely straight from the off, so you know exactly what you're getting into. Now, on PlayStation, it's priced at $24.99, and there's also a selection of DLC packs you can pick up for $1.99 a piece. Okay, next up is Alpha Particle. Now, this released on the 1st of November 2023 on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch from developer Function Unknown and publisher E-Stage Soft Limited, who were kind of to send me a Xbox copy. Now, I didn't like this one at first, but once I got into it, I really, really enjoyed it. It's really hard to describe, but it's like a top-down obstacle game where you basically play as this particle. You don't have like a physical body or anything like that, but you have to sort of move around a whole host of environments in like a 2.5D sort of style. You interact with things, you like control things at times to complete puzzles, to defeat enemies and bosses and stuff like that. And there's tons and tons of levels. Now, honestly, like I say, when I first played it, it completely baffled me, and I was like, this doesn't seem that great. But once you get into the game, it really picks up. So there's over 60 levels to play through. There's more than 10 special abilities that you're able to use. So as you progress, you'll get to use more of these abilities. There's loads of enemies as well in some of the levels, and there's like non-combative style methods to defeat them, because obviously you can't just run around shooting them. You don't have that ability. You have to sort of avoid and also like master sort of these puzzles and the environment and stuff like that in order to progress. And it does ramp up in difficulty as you're playing. Now, it does have multiple difficulty settings, so if you're struggling with it or you find it too easy, you can tweak it to your liking. But it's really difficult to explain what this game is. It's weird, it's wonderful. I do recommend playing it, but I do recommend giving it a little bit of time. It's odd, and it's so hard to describe it, because like it changes throughout the game as you're playing. Like it starts off like one thing and then it plays a bit more like something else. And yeah, as you can see from the footage on the screen, it's just weird and wonderful. So it's really interesting. It's been well made by the developer. They've done a really, like I say, a good job of it. It's been out a while on Steam as well now, and there is a demo on Steam, so if you're interested in trying it out first, I highly recommend at least checking the demo out. On Xbox, though, it's playable on Xbox One and Series X and S. It's optimized for Series X and S with 4K resolution and 60 FPS, and it's priced at £8.39. But yeah, this is definitely one of those weirder and wonderful games that go under the radar, and everyone needs to know about them. So definitely check this one out if you're into your sort of puzzle action games. You'll probably really get a kick out of this one. Okay, and the last up today is Car Detailing Simulator. Now, this released onto consoles on the 27th of October 2023 from developer Game Formatic and publisher Ultimate Games, who were kind of to send me a copy on Xbox. Now, this game, if you haven't guessed it, is all about car detailing. So you're basically restoring, renewing cars, making them nice and shiny, clean, basically like a more respectable Pimp My Ride without all of the garish TVs and like jacuzzis stuck in the boot. You basically will build up your empire as such, your business, bit by bit, car by car, and you do all aspects of the restoration. And honestly, it's quite fun. Ultimate Games publish a lot of these simulators, and they all sort of vary in quality. Now, this one isn't too bad. It has been plagued with bugs on Xbox. At launch, there was a bug with the tutorial that meant you couldn't progress, and there was other sort of progression bugs, but there seems to have been patches since launch that have rectified these issues. Now, graphically, it's not that bad. It does the job. The car models look nice, the environment looks nice, and everything like that. Music-wise, it's just bog standard simulation background music, and there isn't any sort of story to the game. Like, it's just you do a car, you do another car, you do another car, you just keep taking jobs. Now, all in all, it's not that bad a game. It does everything. It just needs that little bit of TLC and a bit of polish to iron out all the bugs at launch. I feel like this is Ultimate Games' issue. They pump these out and they don't really give them a like once over before they put them out. So you have to wait for the patches. But in terms of like the detailing of the cars and cleaning them and everything, I quite like that. I enjoyed this one more than some of the other simulation games I've played recently. It's a bit more grounded in reality. It's not like Tank Mechanic Simulator and stuff like that. And I did like that you could customize your sort of showroom and everything that you're putting your cars in when you've completed them. So all in all, not a bad game. Just bear in mind it is still a little buggy, even though it has been patched. It's available on Xbox. It's also on other systems and PC. But on Xbox, it's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. And it's priced at £13.24. But that's that for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed these 4 games. Which of the 4 are you most interested in? Are you interested in detailing and restoring cars? Are you more interested in dungeon crawling? Let me know down in the comments below. I always love doing these sort of review roundup videos because I get to sort of review a whole host of different style games. I always try and pick, say, 4 to 6 different genres, just so it's like gives a wide spread of what's on offer at this moment. But yeah, thanks to all the devs for sending us copies of the game to review. I'm also thinking of doing some streams of some of these games. So if there's any of them you want to see us stream, let me know in the comments down below or on our Discord server, and I'll do my best to sort of do that for you guys. But then hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more gaming content. Bye for now.